Right, Lamai, can you see the paper? On the paper?
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Dude, yes, Lamai, economic system.
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Thank you. Right, Lamai.
Recording in progress.
Right, Lamai. Economic systems. Lamai, what is mean by a system? You might have learned it O level, respiratory system, blood circulation system, what else, Lamai? Digestive system, what else, Lamai? Central nervous system, right? I'm just recalling the biological systems, Lamai. Okay, system mean it's a, you know, there are, you know, it's a set of components interconnected. Okay, the Lamai. If you say blood circulation system, Lamai, heart is there, then blood vessels, okay, and arteries, and you know, and all these are connected. Okay, this is called system, right? And when it comes to central nervous system, Lamai, there are some components in this system, and all are interconnected. Another main thing is, Lamai, every system, this point is important, right? Every system has a certain purpose. Okay, the Lamai. Dipna, can you remember the purpose of blood circulating system? Type of biolesson, Lamai. Yes. Lamai? Anyone? What is the main purpose of blood circulating system?
Transferring blood through the body, right, sir?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. System. We have borrowed this word from biology, Lamai, right? I'll come to the economic system later on, but I'm going to talk about system, Lamai, what a system is. Okay, right? System has several components itself, Lamai. Every system, right? Example, we can say, yes, blood circulation system. Circulation system. Circulation system. Lamai, blood circulation system has several components. Okay, what are the components, Lamai? We can say heart, right? Then we can say blood vessels, okay, arteries, okay, and these are the components, Lamai. Okay, and also, Lamai, remember this point, every system has been created by the nature or by our body for a particular purpose. Remember, Lamai, every system has a purpose. Yes, Lamai, as Sanuli said, the purpose of blood circulation system is, yes, Lamai, to transfer, okay, to carry blood to every and each unit, every component body. Okay, the Lamai. Then respiratory system, Lamai. Okay, and it take oxygen in, okay, and it oxygen is supplied to the body, right? I don't know biology, I'm just talking, right? So and central nervous system, Lamai. Okay, it gives signals, okay, different type of information to our brain, our supercomputer, right? So what I need to say lamai, system mean it's a set of components created to do a particular task function. Okay, right, it's biology. Okay, lamai. Now when it comes to economic system, okay, now Kalana, good evening Muda.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Yes. Now, Lamai, when it comes to economic system, today our lesson is economic system. System means a set of components working together to achieve a common goal, right? Now, economic system. Lama, economic system means it's a institutional, or we can say it's a set of institutional components working together to achieve common goal, common purpose. Lama, remember the common purpose is to solve basic economic problems. Lama, remember forever, right? Countries have created, or the human beings have created economic system for what? Or we can say there are some institutional units, okay, working together. The purpose is Lamai to solve basic economic problems, Lamai. Basic economic problems. Basic economic problems. Basic economic problems. Can you list down basic economic problems, Lamai? Dipna, how many basic economic problems?
3.
3, Lamai. Yes, very good. Pressed one, Lamai. What to produce? Can you remember, Lamai? What to produce in what quantity? Right? Resource allocation problem. Second one is Kalana.
How to produce.
Very good. How to produce? How to produce mean it's talking about production technique, Lamai. Basically, we have two production techniques: labor intensive and capital intensive. Okay, we have to make a decision. We have to make a decision regarding production technique, Lamai. Okay, how to produce? Third one, Lamai. To whom to produce? To whom to produce? Lamai, these three economic problems are caused by central economic problem. What is it, Lamai? Scarcity. Okay, remember the central economic problems in economics, right? Creates basically three economic problems, Lamai. What to produce, how to produce, to whom to produce. These are economic problems, Lamai. If you have a problem, Lamai, we have to solve them by making a decision. Understand, right? How to solve problems, Lamai? Questions by making a decision. In your life, assume you have a type of any doubt, Lamai, right? Problem. Okay, then you have to make a decision to solve it. Okay. So scarcity causes the basic economic problems. It's common to everyone, Lamai. Okay, regardless of economy, doesn't matter whether it is developing or developed. Okay, it's common to everyone. So these three problems are common to everyone. So every economy has to solve these economic problems, Lamai. Though economic problems are common to everyone, Lamai, remember, economies use different techniques to solve them. Problems are same, but the way of solving them are different, Lamai. Understand? Okay, example, Lamai, right, human body. Okay, everyone has blood circulation system, our respiratory system. Kalana has all these systems, myself also. Okay, the Lamai. So, but all have the same system, but our personalities are different, Lamai. our shape is different, our attitudes are different, color, face, okay the lamai, and size, but all of people have same systems lamai, okay, but in nature we are different, quality wise, attitude wise, okay the lamai, maybe yes, size, color, okay, like that lamai. Economic problems are common, but solving them are different lamai. Remember, economic system means lamai, it is an institutional mechanism, okay, which is created by humans to solve basic economic problems. Remember, that is a perfect, technically perfect definition. Okay, what is the main purpose of economic system lamai? As I told you at the beginning, that every system has a purpose. Economic system lamai main purpose is to solve basic economic problems. Remember what to produce, how to produce, and to who. Okay the lamai, any doubt? Then this is the definition of economic system. Right, okay lamai, come to the tute. uh, Economic system, a social and institutional social mean lamai, it's economic system is in the society, it's created by people, social thing, social and institutional mechanism, highlight lamai, social and institutional mechanism created for the purpose. What is the main purpose lamai? Remember the purpose, it's very important lamai. Purpose of allocating the scarce resources of the society and solve a society's basic economic problems. Basic economic problems. Okay, lamai, the different parties have given different definitions. Okay, then I have given you the definition which has given by United Nations. Okay, lamai, I got this definition from your professor's book. So, but remember, Lamai, someone can say, I mean, people can define economic system, people and organizations can define economic system different way, but finally, Lamai, they come to a certain conclusion, come to a certain turning point, Lamai, which is solving basic economic problems. Okay. Okay, the lamai. Next point, each economic system functions within, lamai highlight, unique framework consisting of legal structure, incentive structure, and structure of tradition, customs, and cultural elements, lamai. Okay. Example, lamai, Sri Lankan economy. It functions, Sri Lankan economy is economic system, lamai. It functions to solve basic economic problems, lamai. Okay, when solving basic economic problems by an economic system, lamai, remember we have certain framework. Example, lamai, we have a legal structure, parliament is there, okay, act, rules and regulation, law and order is there, okay the lamai. Another one, incentive structure, lamai, incentive in type of motivation, lamai, how people how should we people motivate, lamai, okay. Another one, a structure of traditions, lamai. In Sri Lanka we have a structure of traditions, customs and cultural elements. Okay the lamai, because yeah, multi cultural society, okay, different type of traditionals. Then remember, an economic system operates, an economic system functions within this framework, lamai. Okay, we cannot go beyond this framework, Kalana, right? Legal framework is there, tradition is there, and incentive system there. Okay, the lamai. If you go to, if you analyze UK economy, lamai, is one of economic systems solving basic economic problems. Then UK economy functions, remember, within this framework, lamai. It has a legal framework itself, right? Incentive structure and structure of tradition. Their traditions are different, lamai. Okay. If you analyze Indian economy, lamai, yes, Indian economy functions to solve basic economic problems: what to produce, how to produce, and whom to produce within this legal framework, incentive structure, and structure of tradition. Apo India කියන ළමයි traditions, I think there are more than 90 religions ළමයි. Okay, and cultural elements. Did you get the point, ළමයි? This is called framework. Framework. Next, ළමයි, the main objective of an economic system. The main objective, let me highlight this point also. The main objective of economic system is solve basic economic problem. Solve basic. Lamai, this is very common question in your exam. They ask what is main purpose of economic system, or why have economic system been created, like that. Okay. Any doubt, Lamai, up to this point? Tanuli, Sitma, or no, not Sitma. Alana?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Then here important point is Lamai definition and main purpose, and you should know this framework is there. Okay, the ළමයි. ඔයාලට framework තියෙනව නේද ළමයි? දැන් ඔයාලා student කෙනෙක්නේ තාම. එතකොට framework එකක් තියෙනවානේ. parents ලගේ තියෙනවා පොඩි framework එකක් නේ. class වල ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාලගේ ඉස්කෝලේ යනවා නම් ඉස්කෝලේ framework එකක් තියෙනවා ළමයි. You have to work within this framework ළමයි. You cannot go beyond that. Okay, like that. Every economic system has a frame. It may legal frame and incentive structure and traditions. Okay, the lamai. Right. Next one, lamai. Due to the scarcity of resources and with its alternative uses, any society should make three choices which are common to any society. These three choices are identified as basic problems. Lamai. Here, write down basic problem. Basic economic problems. Kalana, do you have printed tute?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Deepna?
Yes.
Okay. Right. Suddenly use your writing book. Later on you can complete.
Okay, sir.
Write down what to produce in what quantities. Second one, how to produce. Third one, to whom to produce. Okay, the Lamai.
Okay, sir.
Right, Lamai, let's discuss these three economic problems faster because we have completed these three economic problems in detail in first lesson. Right, number one, what to produce. We know that this is about resource allocation problem, Lamai, because we have limited resources, but unfortunately we need to produce a lot of goods and services, Lamai. Then every economy has to make a decision uh, regarding how to distribute, sorry, how to allocate these scarce resources among unlimited needs and wants, or to produce a lot of goods and services, Lamai. Okay, every society has that. Example, Sri Lankan economy, Lamai, we have a very limited supply of resources, right? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. But as a society, we need to produce a lot of goods and services which are required by society. Maybe hospitals, or maybe healthcare services, maybe education, maybe rice. Okay, now there is a the trend for electric cars. Okay, and solar panel. Okay, then these are the different type of goods and services that we need to produce, but unfortunately we have limited resources, so Sri Lankan economy has to decide uh, how uh, how should these resources be allocated. Okay, the Lamai, because we cannot produce all goods and services which are required by society, so we have to make a decision regarding resource allocation. This is called what to produce in what quantity. Okay, the Lamai, due to scarcity of resources and alternative uses, any society would face the basic problem of what to produce in what quantity. Example, Lama, using scarce resources, it has to be decided which goods to be produced, right? Whether to construct hospitals or schools, the same thing. Then in which quantity, how many hospitals, how many factories, how many capital goods. Okay, the Lama. In this way, resources should be allocated after deciding what goods to be produced and in what quantity. Also, when producing the decided goods in the decided quantity, it should be decided how much of resources should be used for the present and how much left for the future. Don't worry about this point. Then finally, Lamai, this problem is called resource allocation problem. Remember this point. This is called resource allocation problem. Resource allocation problem. Right? Simple way. It talks about uh, how and in what quantity is limited resources which have alternative uses should be allocated. Okay, any doubt, Lamai?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
Right, second one, write down, Lamai, how to produce. Write down, it refers to it refers to it refers to an economic decision. Give me 1 minute, Lam. Write down, it refers to economic decision. It refers to economic decision regarding the technique or method. Regarding the technique. Regarding the technique or method, technique or method used to create goods and services. 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 Okay, the lamai. Right. Next point lamai, the basic problem of how to produce means the same thing lamai, which production technique should in producing goods and services, and also it is idea which resources are to be proportion. Yes, there are two types of production techniques used to produce goods and services lamai. First one, labor intensive. Second one, capital. Labor intensive technique and capital intensive technique. Write it down. We have to use either labor intensive technique or capital intensive technique when producing goods and services. Suddenly, what is mean by labor intensive? Halana, what is mean by capital intensive?
Labor intensive mean use of more labor than capital.
Proportion of labors than capital. Okay, the lamai. It doesn't mean that, yes, good. It doesn't mean that lamai capital are not being used. No, 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 no. Every production process has to use capital equipment. Okay, the lamai. Up to a certain level. But here the proportion of labor, contribution of labors is greater than the proportion or contribution of machines, or we can say capital. Okay, the lamai. Capital intensive mean it uses it's a production process in which relatively more capital equipment, or yes, relatively more capital equipment are used than labor llama. This is called capital intensive production technique. Um, right, look at the board llama. Right. First one is llama labor intensive. Other one is capital intensive. Right. Llama put a star mark and write down. Not, it's not there. Capital intensive. So labor intensive first one. Llama write down. Labor intensive production involves labor intensive production involves production involves a significant amount a significant amount of manual workers or tasks rather than machines and automation. Machines and automation. Machines and okay the lamai. Putai doesn't mean that capital are not used. No. Labor intensive mean the proportion of labor, okay, is greater than proportion of capital. Lama, it can be shown on a graph like this. Here labor, here capital. Normally this combination comes like this. Okay, the lamai. Labor intensive mean like this. 75% labor and 25% of production process is completed by capital. Okay, the lamai. Remember the production process mean lama, it's a combination of capital and labor up to a certain level. Okay, the lamai. Labor intensive technique is very common. It's widely used in number one in Sri Lankan paddy market, paddy cultivation. Okay, now it is in the process of shifting from labor intensive to capital intensive. And hairdressing, salon, okay, the lamai construction, okay, and tea industry in Sri Lanka, they are still labor intensive lamai. Okay, write down draw this curve as well lamai. Okay, it shows labor intensive mean lamai the proportion of the labor is greater than proportion of capital in the production process. Okay, the lamai. When someone starts a business lamai, he or she has to decide the production technique which need to be used. Okay, how to combine labor and capital, what is a proportion. Okay, the lamai. Hairdressing, tea, paddy, okay, the lamai. Salon, this industry is widely used the labor intensive technique. Finish? Do you need more time, Dipna? Dipna, are you there?
Done, sir.
Done. Putha, write down capital intensive production technique. Write down this involves making goods or services, using a lot of machinery, or other equipment, rather than relying on human labor. Okay, the lamai. If you draw a graph, lamai, this the combination of capital and labor is discussed. This is called production theory, lamai. It's a big lesson. In your syllabus, we discuss a small part under the cost of production lesson, but this is heavy lesson, lamai. Okay, if you learn economics after A level, have any idea to master? Okay, economics, lamai, you can learn. Okay, advanced mathematics are used here. Okay, right. Here are my labor. This axis rate of labor. Here capital. Lamai, this is a normally downward sloping curve. Here lamai, more capital. Like here, more capital. Example, 80% of capital and 20% of labor. 20% of labor. This belongs to capital intensive. Lamai, this is very common in oil refinery, right? And web development, right? This is very common in oil refinery. Web development. Okay, the lamai, car production. Example, Toyota. Okay, the lamai, and many industrial products, lamai. Now these production processes are using capital intensive. Okay, robotics, automation. For example, lamai, in Sri Lankan banking industry, lamai, 10 years ago, okay, they use more workers, lamai, right? I think 10-15 years ago, there were not no that is CDM machines, cash deposit machines. No, there are no ATM, lamai. Okay, they use more workers, but now you can see that it becoming type of capital intensive. Okay, yes. Any doubt, Kalana?
No doubt, sir.
Then lamai, every economy has to make a decision regarding production technique, right? Which production technique used. Okay, the lamai, right? Then as the production has to be carried out with the use of any production technique, the basic economic problem how to produce is identified as lamai. Yes, the alternative name. What is the alternative name, lamai? As a problem of production, or we can say a problem of production technique. Actually, this better one is production technique, lamai. Production. Problem of production technique. Problem of production technique. Right. Third economic problem is whom to produce. Whom to produce mean, lamai, how to distribute produce goods and services. How to produce final goods and services between people. Okay, the lamai. It's another problem, lamai, because any economy can produce limited number of goods and services. Lamai, remember this economic problem. What to whom to produce focuses not allocation of resources, right? It's talking about distribution of final goods and services. Goods and services that already have been produced, lamai. Now we have set of goods and services, then how to distribute? In Sri Lanka, lamai, the population is around more than 22 million now. Okay, so then how to distribute limited goods and services among the population? Okay, this is called whom to produce. Put a star mark and write down, lamai. It refers to whom to produce. refers to refers to the distribution of refers to distribution of final goods and services lamai. Distribution of final goods and services refers to distribution of final goods and services, distribution of final goods and services, distribution of final goods and services between people, between people, in people. Right? It's simple, lamai. Now, look at the board, lamai. Then factor owners earn income in the form of wages, rent, interest, and profit, lamai. Actually, this limited production is distributed between people based on income, lamai. Okay, the lamai. People who have more income can buy more products, can have more units. In other words, those who have less income can have less number of goods and services, lamai. Those who have no money, remember, actually let out from the economy, lamai. No any chance. Okay, if you don't have money, but it depends on the economic system. I mean, generally, normally these goods and services are distributed based on income, right? Uday, you can earn income if you want to income. You want to earn income, lamai. You have to sell factors of production to business sector, right? Then one day, lamai, definitely you will be earning income, lamai. Okay, the income coming from 4 sources. First one is wage, lamai. You have to work somewhere. Rent, you have to rent out something to earn. Then you have to earn interest income, or you need to do a business, lamai. Those 4 sources of income, right? We'll discuss more later on. Person who own, sorry, the person who own more factor income will have the chance of consuming more goods produced. Okay, the lamai. සල්ලි තියෙනවා නම් ගොඩක් ගන්න පුළුවන්. අර limited තමයි. හැබැයි ගොඩක් ගන්න පුළුවන් ඔයාලට සල්ලි තියෙනවා. තේරුණාද? Person who earns less factor income will have the less chance of consuming the goods produced. දැන් ඔයාලා මේ මොකද්ද ළමයි මේ education කියලා කරන්නේ? ඔයා හදන්නේ ඔයාගේ quality එක වැඩි කරන්න හදන්නේ ළමයි. ඔයාගේ labor කෙනෙක් හරි entrepreneur කෙනෙක් හරි ඔයාගේ quality එක තමයි මේ human capital නේ ළමයි. මතකද මෙයා? Building up human capital. Human capital mean lamai, you can earn more one day. More mean lamai, you can have more goods and services, ensuring, you know, the higher living standard. Okay, the lamai. If your income is low, then lower living standard. Okay, this is called lamai highlight the problem of distribution. Problem of distribution. Problem of distribution. Problem of distribution. Then you can see a summary. First one problem, second one decision. Problem, what to produce in what quantity. It refers to production decision. Second one belongs to choice of technique decision, production technique. Third one, lamai, distribution. Any doubt up to now? And also, lamai, remember, these 3 problems are common to every economy. Regardless of region, regardless of development, regardless of we can say ethnic group or whatever. Okay, common to everyone. Any doubt, lamai?
No, sir.
Alana? Are you there,
Mm.
Dipna?
No, sir.
Good. Right, Lamai. Next one is institutional components. I told you at the beginning, every system, okay, contains a set of components, Lamai. Okay, example, as I told you, the blood circulation system, okay, whose main purpose is to distribute blood all, I mean, part of the economy, part of the body. Then it contains several components, Lamai. Heart, arteries, and vessels. Okay, the Lamai. I don't know what are the other components, Lamai. But let's heart, lungs. No, lungs belong to respiratory system. The Lamai. Stomach belongs to digestive. Anyway, right. Then Lamai, economic system.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, we can't hear you.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes,
Sir.
sir.
Okay, sorry. Right. Okay, then there are 6 institutional components. There are 6 institutional components working together to solve basic economy. Okay, the Lamai. Write down 6 main institutional components of an economic system. Number 1 is households. Write down, Lamai. The first one is households. Right. First one is, Lamai. Write down households. Households. Households mean it's a family, Lamai. Okay, the group of individuals living together. Okay, sharing one budget. Okay, example, Sanuli's household. So one of households, Lamai. Your family. Living under the one roof and sharing common budget and living a group of individual together. It's called household, Lamai. So main part of any economy, Lamai, right? First one is households. Second one is households. Second one is, write down, Lamai, enterprises. It means business sector, Lamai. Enterprises mean businesses. Households. Second one, enterprises. Enterprises. Okay, the Lamai. There are two types of enterprises, private and public. Private and public. Private and public. Third one, Lamai, write down the government. Government. General government, Lamai. Okay? It's a one of components. One of components in an economic system. Remember, the government is responsible for making rules and regulations. In Sri Lankan government, lamai, the parliament is there, right? Executive branch, then lamai legislation branch, okay, and implementing rules and regulations. Then finally, there is the court system, lamai, okay, police and especially judicial system, lamai. Okay, this is the government. I'm not going to talk about this in detail. It's not much important. Just remember the government is one part component of institutional component of an economic system. Next one, lamai, markets. Markets. Lamai, mainly there are three markets. Number one, goods and service market. Goods and service. Second one, lamai, factor market. Factor market mean, lamai, the market in which factors of production, basically labor and capital, are exchanged. Labor market is very common. Okay, it will be discussed in your syllabus, lamai. Goods and services, factor market, factor. Other one is lamai, financial market. Grade 13 press lesson. Sorry, grade 13, yeah, it's press lesson. A financial market. These are the markets. Every economy has markets, lamai. Remember. Okay. Fifth one, write down, lamai, labor organization. Labor organizations. Labor organizations. Okay, the lamai. It's very common in Sri Lanka, lamai. It's called trade unions, lamai. Are strike කරන්නේ ළමයි ලංකාවේ. අර ඔයාලා නිවුස් වලට එහෙම දකින්නේ ළමයි. අද ට්‍රේන්ස් වැඩ කරන්නේ, අද හොස්පිටල්ස් වල නේද ස්ට්‍රයික් එකක් නේද? අපේ මේ සැලරි ඉන්ක්‍රිමෙන්ටල් දුන්නේ නැත්නම් අපි හෙට ඉඳලා වැඩ කරන්නේ. හරි කොමන් ලංකාවේ ළමයි. Especially in government organization, labor organization. It's also part of the main the institutional component, lamai. Remember, every economy has labor organization. Okay, the lamai, doesn't matter whether it's private sector or public sector, right? Labor organization basically it refers to trade unions. Trade unions means organization which represents laborers, lamai. Laborers. ඒ කියන්නේ දරුවෝ අර laborers වලට මොකක් හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබ්බොත් එයා ඇවිල්ලා කතා කරනවා කියලා තමයි කියන්නේ. It's like a collective organization, lamai. Okay. Assume, lamai, in Sri Lanka there is a trade organization for bankers. Bankers trade organization, right? If something happens for banking worker, okay, the person who works in a bank, then they come forward and they try to do something against maybe the company or I mean to do something revoke worker, right? Assume something, let's say dismissal, lamai. Okay, or last 3 months the worker has not been paid salary, lamai. Okay, then the worker can go to trade union and make a complaint, lamai. Okay, the lamai. Then trade unions urgents, lamai, or trade union representatives discuss with the relevant organization on behalf of that worker, lamai. Okay, this is called labor organization. Last one, lamai, Last one, write down. Non-governmental organization. Non-government organizations. Non-government organizations. Non-government organizations. Sixth one, non-government organization. Government organization. හරිද ළමයි? Non-government, these are not private sector business. Sorry, maybe non-government. So not government, private, but their main expectation is not to earn profit ළමයි. Like social welfare. Here there are two parts ළමයි. Number one is domestic, like government, sorry, non-government organizations operate inside the country, in the country, like domestically ළමයි, not international. Okay ද ළමයි? Example මොනවද තියෙන්නේ ලංකාවේ ළමයි? මොකක්ද ළමයි අර එකක් තියෙන සර්වෝදය කියලා අහලා තියෙනවද ළමයි? තනුලි?
Yes, sir.
Yes, සර්වෝදය, then Lions Club වෙන මේවා ළමයි අර මොකක්ද ඒකට කියන්නේ අපි අර ඉන්ටර්නැෂනල් නේද? රෙඩ් ක්‍රොස් වගේ ගත්තොත් ඒවා ඉන්ටර්නැෂනල්. තේරුණාද? right. මේකේ purpose එක ළමයි profit නෙමෙයි. Okay ද ළමයි? They are not making profit. They are not expecting profit. They try to do something for the society ළමයි. Okay? Non-governmental organization. Then ළමයි I can right. Then ළමයි assume this is an economic system. Economic system. Okay ද ළමයි? An economic system, the main purpose of this person is to solve basic economic problem ළමයි. Solve basic economic problem. Remember, this person lives for what? To solve basic economic problems. Main purpose. Then ළමයි, when solving these basic economic problems ළමයි, he makes decision, and also ළමයි, this person contains, or it has some institutional components. Okay, like the like example, households. Okay, then business sector. Okay, government. Then ළමයි markets there. Markets. Then ළමයි labor organizations. Then non-governmental organizations. These are several components. Llama. Example, our lungs and heart, like that. Okay, the llama. Then these six, you know, the systems in our body are interconnected. Llama. Then these all institutional components are interconnected. Llama. Okay, the llama. All institutional components are interconnected. Okay, the llama. But remember, these institutional units have to operate within mainly three structures lamai. What are the structures? What are the structures lamai? Legal structure is there, incentive structure is there, another one is traditions. Okay, the lamai. Then these six institutional units work, operate within this framework lamai. Legal framework is there, traditions is there, and incentives lamai. Okay lamai. Then these six institutional units work for what? Operate for what? What is the purpose? To solve basic economic problems. Okay, the Halana?
Clear, sir.
Anuli?
Clear, sir.
Okay, Ipna?
Clear, sir.
Clear. දැන් ඔයා කොයි රටට ගිහිල්ලා බැලුවත් ওই ටික තමයි තියෙන්නේ ළමයි. If you analyze a US economy ළමයි, this is US economy ළමයි. There are 6 institutional units operating within some three structures to achieve one purpose ළමයි. Okay the ළමයි. But there are some differences ළමයි. Example ළමයි, every human being has some systems, common system, but behavior is different ළමයි. Like that. Okay, right, we can discuss one by one lamai. I'm not going to discuss these 6 in detail. I think note has been given, you can read them. Right. Households lamai, you can read them. House, a group of people who lives under the same shelter, who share a common budget, is called household. Household of various societies can be in the form of nuclear අනේ ළමයි මේවා දන්නව නේද ඔයාලා? Nuclear families, මතකද මේ O level මත grade 6. On the one hand, households are suppliers of labors, yes. On the other hand, they are the consumers of most of goods and services produced ළමයි. Also, households are the owners of factors of production. Lamai, remember, households are the economic units which hold factors of production. Okay, example, Lamai, I can say Kalana. What is the main source of your family, Lamai? From where does income come to your family? Do parents work somewhere, or do they do business?
Parents work.
It's mean what? Labor are supplied to I don't know, maybe to a company lamai. Okay, the lamai doesn't matter whether it's private sector or government sector. Okay, the lamai. Right, households. Households perform some important duties within an economic system lamai. These duties are considered as economic decisions of household. These lamai, write down, these are the main decisions. Number 1 lamai, the providing factors of production to business sector. ළමයි මේවා අපි ආයෙ ඩිස්කස් කරනවා මේ macro economics වල grade 12 වල ලොකුවට හිතන්න එපා. දැන් පොඩි idea එකක් ගන්න. හරිද? providing factors of production to business sector. Providing factors of production, these are the duties ළමයි. Providing factors of production mean land, labor, capital. These factors of production are owned by households and applied to business sector. Second one is lamai, purchase of goods and services. Second one, purchase of goods and services. Purchase of goods and services. Purchase of goods and services. Third one we can say lamai, savings. Part of their income is saved in banks lamai. First one is providing factors of production to business sector. Second one, purchase of goods and services from business sector. Third one, saving lamai. These are the main duties performed by house. Second one lamai, government. I'm not going to read out all. Then these are the duties of government lamai: protection of economic and personal rights, regulation of industries and businesses, provision of goods and services. Example lamai, in Sri Lanka, education and healthcare, right, are freely provided by the government. distribution of income lamai. That's why government imposes income tax, and the providing transfers or subsidies like samurdi to poor income families lamai, to make income equal. Okay, the lamai, and making rules and regulation and constitutions. These are some duties of government. Okay, I'm not going to explain lamai. Just remember, then business firms, there are various forms of business firms within an economy lamai. Yes, private and cooperative, state, you might have learned lamai. The points, they normally are not tested in your exam lamai. I mean, you should know what are the institutional units, but institutional units in detail, and also lamai at end of some lessons, macroeconomic equilibrium, national accounting. Okay, the lamai, you can learn. Okay, what are the main functions of these economic institutions, right? Then these are the duties of business firms lamai. Purchase of factors of production from households, deciding what to produce in what quantity and how to produce and who to produce, producing of goods and services, selling of goods and services at a reasonable price. Okay, the lamai, these are some duties of business firms. Next one lamai, labor organizations. Labor organizations mean lamai basically trade unions. These are the duties lamai. Act in order to protect employees' right. Yes. And influence over employment, production, technology, and wage level, especially in Sri Lanka lamai wage level. Okay, the lamai. එයාලා කරන්නේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ස්ට්‍රයික් කරනවා නේද ළමයි. ඔය හොස්පිටල් එකට එහෙම ගියාට පස්සේ මේ ඩොක්ටර්ස්ලා අද ස්ට්‍රයික් එකක් මහත්තයෝ නේද? මිස් අද ස්ට්‍රයික් එකක් හොස්පිටල් එක normally function වෙන්නේ නැහැ එහෙම කියනවා නේද ළමයි. එයාලා ඇයි ළමයි ස්ට්‍රයික් කරන්නේ? To demand high salaries ළමයි. පුතා මේ trade unions are so powerful, remember. හරිද? දැන් ගන්න එක ගවර්න්මන්ට් වර්කර් කෙනෙක් ගිහිල්ලා ළමයි සැලරි වැඩි කරන්න කිව්වට නිකන් ගවර්න්මන්ට් එක ගණන් ගන්නෑ. තේරුණාද? හැබැයි අර යුනිට් එකක් විදියට ගිහිල්ලා නේද? කලෙක්ටිව් එෆර්ට් එකක් දැම්මහම ගවර්න්මන්ට් එකට කරන්න බෑ. එයාට කරන්නම වෙනවා ළමයි. තේරුණාද? Trade unions are so powerful in Sri Lanka than other countries. Okay. Yes. Non-governmental organizations lamai, non-governmental organizations that have emerged in modern economies have some important duties lamai. These duties show similarity to the duties of government, elimination of poverty, protection of environment, providing welfare for the affected people at natural disasters. Yes lamai, this best example is Red Cross lamai. Okay the lamai, එයාලා ගොඩක් වෙලා නේද හැම තැනම යනවා නේද ළමයි. ඊට පස්සේ මම දැකලා තියෙන World Vision කියලා තියෙනවා institute. This is from I think foreign country. සර්වෝදය, Protract Club තියෙනවා නේද? Lions Club. මේවා තමයි ළමයි non government organization. හරිද? මේවා detail ඕනේ නැහැ ළමයි. මොනවාද components කියලා පොඩ්ඩක් මතක. හරිද? මෙන්න මේක නම් ළමයි මාර important. පත් තියෙන්නේ ළමයි. Classify in economic system ළමයි. You cannot avoid this part ළමයි. Okay? Classify in economic system. Any doubt ළමයි? පුතා, how was the paper? Unit 2? Actually, I couldn't check your papers. I couldn't mark your papers. How was the paper ළමයි? Kalana?
Okay, sir. Little bit
Managed.
hard, but I managed to do it.
Hard? What do you mean
Yeah.
by hard? Hard. Which question, like PPC?
That means I think, yeah, I think maybe one question was a little bit hard.
Mm-hmm.
A small one, yeah.
Small one.
A
Tanuli?
small part in that question.
Sanil might have
Yes,
answered well because you attended all classes, I think.
yes, sir, but it was a little bit hard for me to.
Hard?
No, I mean, like, I did every question with the time, but still,
Practice more, Lamai. Practice more question. This is your level. This is your level. Right? Dipna, කොහමද? Recordings බැලුවද exam එකට කලින්?
Yes.
Okay. Right, we'll see. Dipna, has your school started now?
Yes, sir. Last week.
Last week.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How is it? In the early morning, wake up and go into the school. Then at 2 or 3 p.m. then come to home, right? During you go school 5 days. And now you have 3 days, I think, because until 2025 batch sit for the exam. Am I correct?
No, sir. I'm going 5 days.
5 days, not 3 days.
No, sir.
Mhm. How many students in your class?
17 students.
30 or 13?
17.
17. Right, Lamai. Classifying economic systems. Classifying economics. I told you that, Lamai, every human being has systems, common systems, Lamai, working together to achieve one goal. But they are different, Lamai. Neither, Lamai. People are totally different, my God. Okay, then we can classify people based on several criteria. Example, we can classify people based on age. Hmm? What else, Lamai? Maybe based on male, female. Neither, Lamai. Then based on maybe religion. Maybe based on educational level, primary education, secondary, up to secondary, and level, like that. Okay, the Lamai. So, like wise, we can classify different countries or economic system uh, based on some common criteria. This is called classifying economic system. This is the very tricky part, Lamai. If you can catch this part, Lamai, other all parts of economic system lesson will be very easy, Lamai. Okay, right? Classifying economic system. An economic system operates following an institutional structure which consists of laws, traditions, values based on different forms of these institutional structure. Differences can be seen among economic systems. Lamai. Okay, the following I should be following you can say cut it, Lamai. Some criteria are being used to classify economic system are as follows, Lamai. Okay, Lamai, mainly actually there are 5 criterias, but remember press 3. Okay, that's why I have given you only 3 the dotted lines, Lamai. Okay, right. Okay, the Lamai, write down press 1. Press 1. These are the criterias which we use to classify economic systems. Hi. First one lamai, the nature of resource ownership. First one is the nature of resource ownership. First criteria, the nature of resources ownership. Okay, the nature of resources ownership lamai. Second one lamai, I'll explain one by one. Second one, the nature of the resource allocation mechanism. The resource allocation mechanism. Resource allocation. Third one, incentive structure. Nature of incentive structure. Incentive lamai, incentive mean how we motivate people. Okay, the lamai. Example lamai, to attend this class lamai, you should have a motivation. Okay, the lamai. Doesn't matter what it is, but there should be a motivation lamai. Suddenly, what is your motivation lamai? Why are you coming to this class?
To learn, sir.
Huh? To learn.
To learn. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. It's like a material incentive. Kalana?
Same, sir. To
Same.
learn.
Same the lamai. දැන් සමහර අය ඉන්නවා not material incentives ළමයි යාලා ගෙදරින් එළවන හින්දා තමයි එන්නේ class එක. Cohesive incentives ළමයි. By post level, right? Students are forced to go to the classes ළමයි. Today I saw sir had sent a message saying there's a class today. Okay, 6 to 8 p.m. Then you are forced to go to the class lamai. Okay, sometimes the parents may closely watch. Okay, a close attention is given. It's like a cohesive incentives lamai. By third one is lamai ethical moral incentives. Okay, the lamai example lamai, you might think we are paying class fees, then these are hardly earned money. This is true, huh? Perfect, right? Hardly earned money. If I don't attend or if I don't learn properly, it's not good, not ethical like that. Okay, the lamai. This is called moral incentive. Right. Discuss more. Incentives, nature of incentive, motivation. Okay, the lamai. Fourth one, the nature of income distribution. The nature of income distribution. Income distribution. Income distribution. And social safety network. Safety network. Safety network. Last one, lamai. Politics and ideologies. Politics and ideologies. Politics and ideologies. Politics and ideologies. lamai here the press 3 are important. No, press 2 are very important. Okay, listen. Press 2 are very important. Press 3 are important. Last 2 are not much important. But remember, just remember. Lamai, give me 1 minute. Right, okay. Finish writing, Lamai. Nature of resource ownership. Nature of resource allocation mechanism. Third one, incentives. Fourth one, the nature of income distribution. Fourth one, politics and ideologies. මේ දෙක පොඩ්ඩක් තිබ්බේ නැතත් කමක් නෑ ළමයි. හැබැයි මේ 2023 වල මෙතනින් question එකක් ආවා. ඒකේ marking එකේ මේ ටික ඔක්කොම දීලා තිබුණා. හරිද? ඒ හින්දා අපිට එහෙම කියන්න බෑ. හැබැයි normally you press 3 but press 2 are very important ළමයි. Because in your level we classify economic system basically based on press 2. Okay, the lamai. Right. Finish writing. Do you need more time? No.
Done, sir.
Good.
Done, sir.
Okay.
Done, sir.
Right. Lamai, there is a table, very detailed table. I'm thinking of how to complete this table, my classification. Yes, Alama, you can see I have taken press 3 points. Number one, ownership of resources, press 1. Second one, mechanism of resource allocation. Third one, incentive structure or the nature of incentive. I have taken press 3 Lamai. Okay, forget last 2. Okay, the Lamai. Puta, based on ownership of resources, we can classify economic systems into 3 categories. Economic systems into 3 categories, mainly 2, but there are 3. Lamai, write it down. Right, look at the board. Right, first one is Lamai, ownership of resources. First one is ownership of resources. Ownership of resources. Okay, the Lamai. Lamai, sometimes Lamai here or resources mean property resources. Suddenly, can you remember there are 2 resources, Lamai? Property resources and what is the other one?
Natural resources.
Property resources and
Natural resources.
no,
Sorry?
human resources.
Human resources.
Human. Right. Ownership of resources. Lamai here the basically focuses property resources. Lamai, property resources mean land and capital. Okay, the Lamai, right? Okay. Puta, sometimes these property resources are owned by private sector. Okay, the Lamai. if private sector owns more resources, that economic system is called capitalist economy lama. Okay, capitalist or liberal. Liberal mean free lamai. Liberal economy, free, liberal economic system. This name is given if resources are owned by private sector. Here resources are owned by private sector. Okay, the lamai. Resources are owned by private sector. More resources are private sector. Private sector. Okay, the lamai. It doesn't mean that government has no resources. No. Example, Canada lamai. More than 95% of resources belong to private sector. Okay, UK, USA, South Korea, Australia, Singapore. More than 95% of resources of Singapore belong to private sector lamai. Okay, if private sector owns majority of resources, property resources lamai, that economic system is called capitalist or liberal economic system lamai. Okay, the lamai. If more resources are owned by government sector lamai, right, we give a specific name for those economic system lamai. The name is lamai socialist. Socialist economic system or socialist, or we can say lamai command economic system, socialist or command. Okay, the lamai. This name is given if more resources are owned by government. Okay, the lamai. Resources are owned by public sector. Public sector. Okay, the lamai. These are the main two. There are three. Did you get the point, lamai?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Second one, lamai, mechanism of resource allocation. Second one is mechanism of resource allocation. Second one is mechanism of resource allocation. Mechanism of resource allocation. Okay, the lamai. Based on mechanism of resource allocation, the mechanism of resource allocation means how scarce resources are distributed, allocated among different alternatives. Okay, the lamai. The first one is traditional. Lamai, just write it down. I'll explain later on. Traditional. Second one, lamai, price mechanism. Second one, price mechanism. Third one, lamai, planning mechanism. Planning mechanism. Okay, the lamai. Third one, nature of incentive. Nature of incentive. Okay, the lamai. So that there are three types of incentives. Number one, Lamaya, shall I send this to the group? I think it's better. Otherwise, it's going to be unclear. Hello?
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I think it's better. I have the PowerPoint one. Takes time to send find it. I'll send it to the group. If you can write it down, Lamai, nature of incentive system. There are 3 types of incentives. First one, no, I'll send it to the group later. Give me 1 minute. I'll write it here. I think it's better. Uda, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Uda, incentives, there are 3 parts. First one, material incentives. Uda, material incentives mean personal benefits. Okay, the lamai. Second one is cohesive lamai. C O E E-I-V, cohesive incentive. Cohesive mean lamai, people are forced to do something. Okay, the lamai, forced to do something. Third one lamai, moral. Sorry, moral incentive. Moral mean lamai, ethical. Moral mean ethical. These are the 3 types of incentive. Okay, right. Based on ownership of resources lamai, capitalist and socialist. Capitalist, this word is given if resources are owned by private sector. Socialist name here socialist, here capitalist. Resource allocation according to resource allocation mechanism. First one is traditional one. Our lesson is the economic system mean lamai, we need to discuss these economic system separately, one by one. Okay, traditional. Second one is price mechanism. Okay, the lamai. Third one is lamai, planning mechanism. Planning mechanism. Planning mechanism. Put the last one is the mix mechanism. Just write it down. It's common for +2, mix mechanism. Mixed mechanism. Mixed. And Sri Lanka goes to mixed economic system, lamai. When it comes to Sri Lankan economy, resources are owned by both private sector and government sector. Okay, Sri Lanka is called mixed economy, type of mixed economy. Okay, the lamai. When it comes to Canada, it says like capitalist economic system. More resources are owned by private sector. South Korea is capitalist, but North Korea is socialist lamai. Matakaine North Korea lamai. Who is the president of North Korea lamai? Sanuli?
Exactly, I don't remember the name, sir. Kim something.
Something. There's a
Kim Jong-un, I think, sir.
a buffalo, right? So, but they are using socialist. Lamai wala socialist capitalist kata karane history wala kala do wala history O level history නැද්ද ළමයි තිබුණ නැද්ද ඔයාලට මතක නැහැ මට අපිට නම් තිබුණා Normally the socialist ideologies were used by Russia. මතකද ළමයි වල නැද්ද? ඕනම් අහන්න එපා. හරි අමාරුවෙන් O level කරගත්තේ. Right. Right. Okay, ළමයි. Then these are the types of property ළමයි. First one, real property. Example, buildings. Real property mean ළමයි මතකද ඔයාලට? Real capital, real assets, machinery, farms. Other one is financial. Bond, shares, debentures. These are called financial properties. Other one is intellectual properties. Copyrights, patents, trademarks. These are intangible ළමයි. Okay, the copyrights, patent, trademarks. These are called intellectual properties. Lamai, who has, which country has more patent lamai in the world? Patent mean lamai, if you find something new, maybe new production technique, new some technological device, okay, you can have a patent. If you have patent right lamai, others cannot copy your product without paying. Patent is a right. ළමයි ලංකාව ගොඩාක් රිසර්චර්ස්ලා ඉන්නවා, right? Especially science and technology. They find something new, okay, but they never give it to Sri Lankan government. Useless, right? They don't know how to use the excellent ideas and the Sri Lankan brain capacities. Then finally they sell this patent to another country ළමයි for a higher price. Okay, the ළමයි. Uta, which country has more patents?
So is it China?
Google says it's China. But lamai, according to my knowledge, right? Yeah, Google says it's China, I think. Google it. But lamai, the more patent belong to Israel. Okay, the lamai. Do you know who lives in Israel, lamai? Special category of people. They are really smart, lamai. The entire world is controlled by these people. Example, America lamai, the top class people. Example, management, especially military, right? This CIA, secrets information, all handled by these people. This category is called the world's smartest people. Any idea, lamai?
Is it Jewish people
Jewish lamai.
population?
Yes. Okay. The big financial companies lamai all owned by this category. That's why lamai Hitler killed everyone. Okay, normally their brain capacity is very high. Okay, the lamai all these innovations, technological devices, lamai China mean they copy something. Okay, the lamai they are not really talented people lamai. Okay, there are some very the cheap guys lamai. They try to copy something, right? They don't have a quality. Okay, but it's a booming country, to be honest. I don't have personal argument lamai, but they are not really smart. Okay, the lamai the smartest categories. Okay, the lamai who is the second best? Huh? Sorry,
So I think it should know India.
what did you say, Puta? India.
Yes, I said it's India or Japan.
The second smartest category is Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, our buffaloes don't know how to capitalize. We don't have purpose. There is no person to guide them. Okay, the lamai. 1/4 of NASA population, worker population, are Sri Lankans. You might have heard that. I had been working for 2 years, Qatar. Okay, the lamai. In Qatar, lamai, top management. I'm not talking about the low workers, lamai. They are Chinese, Indians and Philippines, especially Indian, Bangladesh, top management, right? Example, executive board. If there are 5 people, lamai, 2 of them are. To be honest, lamai. Okay, Uda, we have produced excellent personalities, especially before 1990. Our education system was very strong, lamai. හරිද? දැන් තමයි කවුරුත් ගණන් ගන්න. තේරුණාද ළමයි? මාර ස්ට්‍රෝං. බලන්න ඔය හොඳට මේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් 1940 වල බලන්න ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ කියන්නේ දැනට වඩා අපේ এডুকেෂන් සිස්ටම් එකට වඩා ඒක ගොඩක් හොඳයි. under British perfect. ඕකේද ළමයි? ඔයාලා ඉකොන් පේපර් එකක් කරන්න බලන්න ළමයි 1985 1944 sorry 1994 ලියන්න බෑ ළමයි. මාර අමාරුයි. මං කියන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ මං කියන්නේ මාර ස්ටෑන්ඩඩ් ළමයි එක. දැනට වඩා এডুকেෂන්. We have produced quality intellectual, especially personalities, world-class personalities. Do you know Upali Vijayawardena? Have you ever heard? No, the lamai. Yes.
No, sir.
Google this man. I'll show you. Upali Vijayawardena. Okay, the lamai. This guy was killed by these Sri Lankan politicians, lamai. But wonderful brain, lamai. His techniques are still used by Japan, lamai. Especially this radio transmission techniques. ඇයි ළමයි ඔයාලට දැකලා තියෙනවද ශ්‍රී කියලා මේ අර කාර් තියෙන ළමයි පරණ ඒවා දැකලා තියෙනවද ළමයි ශ්‍රී කියලා ගහලා තියෙන ගොඩාක් පරණයි ඒවා Sri Lankan made one ළමයි පුතා we have lent money to Germany before 90 imagine ළමයි okay how Sri Lanka was okay the lamai 1948 our foreign debt lamai foreign loan was 0 remember okay the lamai Pali Vijayawardena mean lamai he's a businessman but the problem is lamai educated businessman that population is very low educated population I think his degree from Cambridge University lamai okay the lamai I think if I'm not mistaken right Cambridge educated businessman these are the world class people we produce earlier okay the lamai now it has been disappearing lamai what to do we are really smart lamai but we don't know how to capitalize our brain capacity and there is a no proper mechanism there's no proper mechanism or the proper environment to capitalize them these are called intellectual properties lamai okay without to earn money okay No need to have real assets. No need to have machines and equipments lamai. Okay the lamai. The main asset is lamai intellectual properties lamai. Intellectual properties are generated by number one, research and development. Other one is the education system and environment and everything. Okay the lamai. That's why lamai the how many Sri Lankans go to other countries for research purpose. They give scholarship. Okay the lamai. Puta, now you can, I mean, after you have a degree, okay, you can easily go to a good country. 100% full scholarship. Remember, why do they do that, lamai? To get good people, lamai, their countries, especially Canada, Germany, top class. You pull 100% scholarship, then it's 100% scholarship given, lamai. Then we try to go there. Okay, the lamai. Our country was one of top countries in the Asia, lamai, but now it gradually it has been disabled. What to do? Okay, the lamai. Okay, lamai. Let's discuss more next. Friday, 8 p.m. Okay, the lamai. I'll discuss this table more. Table about classification. Okay, that's enough today. Thank you for coming. Good night, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good
Bye.
night.
Bye.
God bless you, sir.
God bless. Bye.
Record.